Hey, I'm Gerald Rogers.
I'm Allison Larson.
Today we're going to be talking about self-care. Have you ever felt completely overwhelmed and exhausted? Have you ever felt stressed out and felt like you've been working so hard, but you feel depleted and feel like you have nothing left to give? Have you ever felt like you are so busy and you're doing so much that you just almost don't want to do it anymore? Today we're going to be teaching some specific strategies and practices of how to overcome that, how to take care of yourself so you can show up as the best version of yourself.
Yeah, imagine if you had unlimited energy, right? I've never struggled with any of those things that Gerald's talked about. Just kidding. I have, and I'm sure all of you have too, but imagine a life in which you felt like you had a lot of energy, in which you felt like you were calm, in which you felt like you were in alignment, when you didn't have all this stress or chaos around you. So actually there was a recent study shown done that said that less than 25% of women actually took time for self-care once a month. That means that 75% of women don't even take time to care for themselves once a month. Now, I think the statistics were a little higher for women not taking that time for self-care than men, but I think both genders struggle with this, and it causes some real problems. It can cause anxiety, it can cause stress, it can cause overwhelm, it can cause burnout. So what do you do when you're feeling these things and you feel like you don't have the time to take care of yourself? I mean, that's the last thing as a busy mom, as a busy entrepreneur, that I used to feel like I had time for, was to take time for myself.
And the cost of this, if we're running a burned out life, if we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, if we're constantly like pushing ourselves to the edge and to the brink where we're feeling totally depleted, the cost is this. Number one, how do you show up in your business if that's how you're operating? If your battery's worn down and you're showing up as your level 2 or level 3 self, right? Then in that space you feel less connected to your clients or to the people you're working with. You don't serve them as well. You feel angry or resentful. Just imagine how this then affects your relationships with the people you care about.
Well, I call it the Martyr Syndrome, right? So I used to struggle with this all the time. As a business owner, as a mom, as somebody who was showing up and trying to do all these things in the community, I was busy all day long. I would work, go. And then like at the end of the day, like my poor child would come up to me and ask me for something. I'd just snap at him like that because I felt so depleted at the end of the day, or I began to feel resentful. I'm sure some of you can relate to this, where you felt like somebody asked you to do something and you're like, oh my gosh, another person wanting another thing from me, and you're like, all right, I'll do it. Or just in the task that you did, you started feeling resentful about it and started feeling like it was putting you out.
Or like when you're feeling really depleted and someone comes to you and they're showing up in their toxic energy, they're angry or upset. Notice how short our fuse is and how emotionally we react or feel angry or upset, or we feel our energy completely wiped out by their toxicity. And so we want to share with you some tools because this is relevant for all of us. Whether you're a high-performing CEO, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're a mother with young kids, or you're just a student trying to get by in school, like whatever it is, like self-care is central to showing up as a powerful producer, as a powerful leader, and to create the results you want.
Yeah, that's right. So let's get right into it. What do you do? How do you take time out of your busy schedule to take care of yourself? I remember hearing this one time, there was an interview done with the Dalai Lama, and somebody asked him, okay, and Dalai Lama, on your really busy days, you've got so many things that you're doing, you're serving the world in big ways, what do you do? And he said, on my busiest days, I meditate 2 hours instead of 1. I meditate 2 hours instead of 1. And I remember in my mind, this logically made no sense. But now as I've stepped into a practice where I take intentional time to really check in with myself and to be still, I feel like I'm more productive. I feel like I'm less busy and more productive. So what's a tangible tip that you can actually use? Number one is what I call the daily check-in. Set a timer on your phone and check in with yourself daily. Maybe it's 10 a.m., maybe it's 3 p.m. Just notice, when is the time that you feel most depleted in the day? And I want you to set a timer on your phone, and every single day this next week, when that timer goes off, I want you to simply check in with yourself. Take 5 minutes of stillness and ask, what is it that I need in this 5 minutes? What is it that I need in this moment? Maybe it's a snack. Maybe it's a quick nap. Maybe you extend your timer a little bit longer so you can have a long nap. Maybe it's just making a quick text or phone call, but just check in with yourself every single day and get in the habit of checking in instead of worrying about what everybody else around you needs and forgetting what you need. Just at least give yourself 5 minutes and check in. What is it that I need in this moment?
And this check-in is so important because this is the first stage of change, is actually creating awareness. The challenge is so often when we're stressed and overwhelmed and we're just trying to push through things, we're doing it because we're not even conscious of where we're at. So the check-in allows us to observe. It's like, wow, what am I feeling? How am I doing? What do I need? Now in this, like I love using the analogy of a battery. Like we all have cell phones, and in the cell phones, we understand, like if you're using the cell phone, if you're constantly using the apps or you're talking or whatever, what's gonna happen to the battery? Like it dies, right? After time, like the battery drains, it goes down, it gives you a little alert warnings, like low battery, and we know, what do? You like recharge the battery. And oftentimes we don't perceive that we're the same way. Our souls have a certain charge. And if we're going, if we're racing, if we're doing, if we're busy, if we're pushing ourselves, if we're constantly managing all these things around us, then all of a sudden our battery, our reserves start draining. And so the check-in is like, okay, where am I at? Oh, I'm at 42% right now. I'm at 21% right now. I'm at 5% critical. I got to plug in, I got to recharge. And so your goal through self-care is to find ways to recharge your soul and spirit. And everyone's a little different. For me, one of the most important things is nature, right? There's something about just getting outside, having sun on my face, feeling the earth beneath my feet, feeling the smell of the trees and the environment, whether it's a park or just going for a walk down the street or getting up into the mountains. Like nature is one of the primary ways to recharge my soul and spirit. So find time to get outside, find a park, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, find time to let nature recharge your soul.
So one of mine, also an N word, is napping. I love napping, and I remember I used to feel so guilty about napping. Like I remember thinking, like when I was married to my ex-husband, he would come home and I'd be like, oh, I'm napping, I've got to get out of bed and pretend like I'm doing something so he thinks I'm productive. Like I used to feel so guilty about this. But what I've learned is that just taking a nap when my body's feeling tired, my soul's feeling tired, when I'm feeling like at the end of my rope about something and really frustrating, like there's very little that a 20-minute nap cannot make a whole lot better. So for me, it's taking time. If I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm feeling at the end of my rope, if I'm feeling depleted, just giving myself and making time in my day where I can just lay down for 20 minutes if I feel like it.
And it's important that you're able to listen to your body, because in addition to napping and understanding where am I at rest-wise, sometimes just healthy, delicious food is what is needed to recharge the energy within our body. And when you can approach food as a way to nurture yourself, as a way to fuel yourself with the energy that you need, then all of a sudden it can become a practice. And so not just stuffing your face full of food just to get by, but really being intentional and intuitive about what are the foods that would allow you to feel amazing and fantastic. It would be delicious and also make you feel completely alive.
Absolutely. Another one of mine is exercise. Like I love exercising. So if I'm feeling like I have all this pent up emotion inside of me and I ask myself, what do I need? It's going to the gym, or maybe even just working out at home. It's going for a run. It's moving my body. It's doing yoga. It's in some way, shape, or form moving my body, exercising my muscles. And then it seems like things just melt away, like the problems don't seem so big anymore. It's a way for me to get some of that anger out or some of that tension out of my body. So I love working out and make sure that I do that regularly.
And then another one is meditation, right? Meditation, or just taking time to slow down and to be still. Like that quiet, that peace is so refreshing for our mind. And whether it's just taking some time and just sit in total silence, or on this channel, we're creating a lot of, meditations and guided visualizations that are really powerful. But taking time to disconnect and unplug from all of the external things allows us to find within us the peace and the strength and the vitality that we need. So find that space of stillness so that you can get clear.
Absolutely. And you'll notice with the check-in and having these lists of things to do when you check in are great. And that's more reactive, right? That's when we check in, we say, hey, we need something. Now let's react to what we need. Let's go and fulfill this need. And that's great, and awareness is good. But what's even better than being reactive is being proactive. So if you've recognized the things that you need in your life in order to feel in alignment, the things that you need in order to fill your bucket and feed your soul, just start practicing those on a daily basis. Don't wait until you feel like you're at the end of the rope. Don't wait until you feel like you have no other options. And one great way to do this, and this is the third tip, is to come up with a morning routine. Come up with a morning routine that's going to feed and nourish your soul in a way that's going to help you throughout the day to keep your bucket full.
Yeah, we've got a whole video explaining and walking you through how to create your own daily routine to make sure that you show up every day fully engaged. So make sure you check that video out. And the other thing that I'm going to say is, like, one of the powerful things to help us recharge is being around other inspired, powerful people. You know that there's people in your life that when you're around them, you feel totally drained, exhausted, worn out. Like there's people that just, like, their energy drains you from being around.
Call them energy vampires.
And there's other people that when you're around them, you feel more excited, you feel more alive, you feel more empowered, you feel more clear.
Gerald, that's how I feel when I'm around you.
Well, good. I'm glad, because we're around each other a lot. But this is important, that you find people that you can be around that can create that. And one of the things that we have that's really special to us is in our legendary programs, we have what are called the Legendary Tribe. The Legendary Tribe is a group of people that are inspired creators and people up to big things, and people that are entrepreneurs and individuals that just want to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely. And every morning we start off our morning. This is one of my favorite things, and I would recommend doing a morning routine, daily routine. We have what we call soul activation, and we're getting on the phone with other inspired people, and we're doing things to activate our souls. We're doing things to move our bodies and to inspire our minds.
Daily soul activations are so important, because the whole intention is like, okay, let's charge up our battery. If we woke up at a level 3 or level 4, how do we get to a level 10? And we start conditioning ourselves for success in this way. So if you want more information about that, check it out at thelegendarytribe.com and join us for that. But most importantly, create schedules for yourself. Build in these routines. Have your check-ins. Create the list of things that recharge your soul and spirit, and make sure that you do the things that are required for you to take care of yourself, because you deserve it.
Absolutely. We love you. Go take care of yourself.
So you deserve it so much, so make sure that you do that. Once again, I'm Gerald.
I'm Allison.
And we're here to remind you this is your life. So make it legendary.